Hello and welcome, this is rooflemonger. And my friends, today we're talking about the future of Dragon Ball FighterZ, specifically which DLC characters are coming next. Now we do know we have 2 more characters coming our way for Season 3 of Dragon Ball FighterZ, and who are they, when are they coming, these are the questions. Now, before we get into the direct details of which characters could potentially be, because once again, we only have 2 characters left for Season 3, when will they be? Now, I know, 2020, not the best year, a lot of things got screwed up, but just going by what we had before, you gotta assume these next 2 characters will be out before the end of the year. So we only got 3 months left right now as I'm making this video. We're early on in October, so we have October, November, and December to work with. For the previous seasons, Cooler and Android 17, they were released together. They came out in late September of 2018, and then that was it for the year until January 2019 when Jiren and Videl came out. For Season 2, our last character was Dragon Ball Super Broly, and he came out early December of 2019. So with 3 months left in the year, and we got 2 characters left, I don't think they're going to do like a double pack like they did back in Season 1. But I could expect maybe one will be November, one will be December. I don't know, that makes sense to me. 2 full characters left and only 3 months to do it. Seems a little tight, but until shown otherwise, I gotta assume it's the end of the year. Roshi, he's getting a little further away in the rearview mirror. He's been out for a few weeks now. So we gotta look towards the future, and look towards the future we shall. So who could these new characters be exactly? So when looking forward to who just could be the final 2 characters of Season 3 Dragon Ball FighterZ, you gotta think, well, one, we've had a little bit of a Tournament of Power sub-theme so far. Obviously Kefla, obviously Ultra Instinct Goku, and we have Master Roshi, and he is very much the incarnation of Master Roshi that appears in the Tournament of Power, and not an older revision of the character, right? The outfits match up, all that kind of stuff. So if we have that thought in mind, okay, if we have a Tournament of Power sub-theme, then who could be left? Well, you gotta assume characters like Toppo, characters like Ribrianne. Toppo, heavily requested character ever since he showed his face, right? People want Toppo, people like Toppo. We can have Fat Jolly Toppo, we can have just like write it out, shredded, God of Destruction Toppo. Either way, make for a fun character. Of course, we could have one install into the other, but being what Dragon Ball FighterZ is, they've shown they don't really want to do that. We never actually get that true install unless it's just a color swap like Golden Frieza, so I don't think that would happen. It'd have to be one form or the other. And when it comes to making Toppo a fighting game character, well, outside of him spamming Justice Flash over and over and over, like, he definitely would have a full moveset. That wouldn't even be difficult to do. Ribrianne, same deal. Ribrianne, I know not a lot of people love her, but as far as she translates into a fighting game character, that is the easiest thing in the world. Ribrianne has a wacky moveset, and all of it easily translates into a fighting game. So when we think Tournament of Power stuff, hey, okay, these are easy fits. But with the Tournament of Power sub-theme, that's just a guess. That is literally pure speculation, right? The only thing we have and I'm not even going to call this concrete info, because concrete's not the word for it, but the only thing we have left now with any amount of hinting is Omega Shenron. So, forever ago I made a video. Turns out we have some Gogeta voice files that kind of reference the Gogeta versus Omega Shenron fight in GT, right? They're not used in the game files because, well, there's nowhere to use them, but they're there, and they do, well, reference Omega Shenron, right? So he is a potential character, and once again, Omega Shenron, big deal for GT, and ever since, we had GT Goku, that glass shattered, the door is open for GT characters, and after GT Goku, honestly, the next logical pick, if you were to pick another GT character, besides, the Para brothers, it is Omega Shenron. And Omega Shenron, once again, very easy character to translate into a fighting game. You're not going to find too much difficulty on that front. So, makes sense, right? And of course, we got to talk about Raditz, right? So Raditz, not much in the way of hard evidence, like say in Omega Shenron. And honestly, the Omega Shenron stuff isn't even the hardest evidence necessarily, but Raditz has even less than that. Let's put it that way, right? We've had like fake leaks and all that kind of stuff, but not much in the way of substance. But that said, still, Raditz, a character that's been heavily demanded since the start, honestly. I know in the grand scheme of things, Raditz doesn't matter too much for Dragon Ball, but he has his supporters, he has his fan base, right? People will buy that DLC. So Raditz, oh, hey, once again, easy to translate into a fighting game character. That's the most important thing in this game. So does he have a chance? Maybe. It is hard, honestly. Like I said, we're basically speculating at this point. If we have a tournament power theme, well, then Toppo and Ribrianne make sense. But if not, we have the hints towards Omega Shenron. Raditz makes sense. We don't have too many big name characters left, you know? Yes, we can get into, you know, do we want Zarbon in the game? Yes, I've been asking for Zarbon for years. But do I think Zarbon will be in the game? Well, no, not really. Maybe Dragon Ball FighterZ too. But at this point, man, as a DLC slot, no, Zarbon doesn't stand a chance, right? As much as I talk about Bulma and a mech, is that going to happen at this point? No, it just isn't. So, maybe Dragon Ball FighterZ too. So we got to look at the characters that are realistic. And characters like Toppo, characters like Ribrianne, characters like Omega Shenron, characters like Raditz, these are the characters I think stand a very realistic chance to fill in these last 2 slots we have for downloadable characters in Dragon Ball FighterZ Season 3. Some combination of these 4 characters, I think, are the most likely batch to make it in our last 2 slots. Now, is the season going to end on a bang? I don't know, because, you know, Season 2 ended on a bang. Dragon Ball Super Broly, momentous character, coming off the movie, all that kind of stuff. Big deal character. But Season 1 Dragon Ball FighterZ ended with Cooler and 17, right? And while to me, Cooler, very big deal, absolutely. To most people, maybe not. Same deal with 17, right? So, not really a giant season finale ender versus like Bardock and Broly, which is how they opened Season 1. That was a big deal. So I don't know if we're going to get like a giant, massive ending, quote-unquote, DLC character. Certainly not something like Shallot, right? And I know people ask for Shallot, but you right now, listening, I know a good chunk of you are like, who the hell is he talking about? And to that I say, exactly. Who the hell am I talking about? You don't even know. So no, Shallot probably not going to happen. So yeah, my friends, right now, Roshi, he came, we had the hype, and it is just the cruel machination of it's time to move on to the next step of the marketing cycle. You know, build up, hype, release, buy, move on to the next part, and that's exactly what we're doing, is moving on to the next part. So friends, I want to know what you think is next. Please put in the comments below characters you think are coming for Dragon Ball FighterZ. We only got 2 slots left. Season 4 Dragon Ball FighterZ, while likely, is not a guarantee, right? So heck, these could be the last 2 characters we ever get. So who are they going to be? Let me know. And otherwise, my friends, that's the end of this video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.
Yeah.